going on, people? Tonight, we're going to have a serious discussion. I want to go back to Stargate Atlantis, or Stargate, if you've ever seen Stargate. And essentially, it was these portals that they would allow people to transport across multiple galaxies in an instant. It would come on and they would go through this Stargate and they would come out on another Stargate, right? Well, on some of these planets was something called the Wraith. Let me show you. Let's get these little emails going. Let me show you. Stargate Atlantis. So let's get into it. All right. Stargate Atlantis, right? And we're going to talk about the Wraith. All right. With Stargate Atlantis, the Wraith was this group of people that would put their hand on your chest, right? And they would literally suck out your life force. If a Wraith came on, hit somebody who was 30, once the Wraith was done with them, they would look like they were 80, 90 years old, because the Wraith would literally just suck the life force out of him. This is what this global reset is going to do to people. And we're already starting to see some of this happen. Let's go ahead and blow that up. This is the hand of the Wraith. And they wouldn't just like put their hand gently on you. They would like, hit you hard and then suck the life out of you. Okay? You guys got that? This is what's going to, let's see. This is what's going to start happening to people. This is what's going to start happening to people. Let's go ahead and take this great resignation, right? All of these people are quitting their jobs because they feel that the life is being sucked out of them. They feel that they feel like their lives are nothing. And what happened during the pandemic is that people got a taste of what it was like to have money coming in and not have to work. And that was very, 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 very intoxicating. Very, 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 very intoxicating. So right now, you have a bunch of people who are going to be culled. 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 And what the Wraith would do with certain planets is they would have an agreement. They would like, all right, we won't take all of your people. We will just take some of your people. So they worked out this agreement where the Wraith ships would come and they would descend upon the people and they would slap their hand on them and suck the life out of them. Right now, there is an agreement that certain people are expendable. This is part of the global reset. There are certain people who are expendable. There are certain people who will be culled, Culled. You would be culled. And what's going to happen? It's already started. Part of the global reset is automation. In a few years, you're going to walk into a Taco Bell, a Chick-fil-A, a McDonald's, and there's not going to be anyone to greet you at the counter. I give it 5 years. There's going to be a kiosk. There's going to be a touchpad kiosk. It's like you're going to input your order, and the food is going to slide out of a slot. You might hear employees talking, the cooks. The cooks will still be there for a minute. The cooks will still be there. But what you're going to see is a lot of these jobs that people hate, they can't wait to get away from, they're not going to be there in 5 or 6 years. They're just not. Michael D, thanks for the $100 super chat. Appreciate you. One of the things, and this is what's, it's a slippery slope. You have people who are quitting their jobs with no plan. They're getting out of there. DL, these people don't have a plan. They have not thought that far ahead. They don't have a plan. And this is why they're going to get culled. The Rafe, and metaphorically, we use the Rafe. The Rafe is the economic environment. And what's going to happen is these people are going to go out and they're going to get culled. You're going to have people who currently own homes, who currently are living a middle-class lifestyle. They're going to shift down and become renters. See, the top 10% is going to stay rich. If you're in that 10% and you're doing things to maintain that 10%, you're going to be fine. But if you're in that 90%, a certain segment of the economy is going to be culled. They're going to be destroyed. And this is an agreement that's already in play. I mean, in 5 years, Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, you will not see an employee in these places. And this is going, because essentially I want you to think of the economy as a pyramid. At the tip top is the 0.5%. These are the billionaires. They're not 1%, they're 0.5% or 0.2% because it's not that many of them. There's only like 300 people on the planet that have multiple billions. And the majority of billionaires on the billionaire list have like 1 billion plus. There's only like 300 people in the world, 300 people. And those 300 people are at the tip top of that pyramid. And then we come down a little bit, and then we have the other billionaires, because all billionaires are not created equal. There's only 300 people at the tip top. And then as we come down a little bit, we have the regular billionaires, if there's such a thing, the regular billionaires. Then we come down the pyramid a little bit more, and then we enter into the 10%. I am in the top echelon of the 10%. I am not a billionaire by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not even close. But I am a millionaire. I have multiple millions. So I'm at the top of the 10%. And the 10% is a spectrum, because in the 10% are people with multiple millions, and there are people who make 6 figures. And the people who make 6 figures are at the bottom of that 10%, but they're still in the 10%. They're still in the 10% because they make 6 figures. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a doctor, you make 180, 200. Your wife's a doctor, she makes 180, 200. You're in that 10%. You're probably in the middle of that 10%, right? And that 10% is the buffer zone between the 90% and the 1% and the 0.5%. Now, why is this important? Once you get some money, and I'm going to make a confession here, you have no desire to hang around poor people. Like when you're in Buckhead and you see a homeless guy walking around barefoot, you say, that's a damn shame. But you have no urge to go talk to him or fellowship with him. You don't want nothing to do with him. You feel sorry that a human being is living like that. But from a personal standpoint, you want nothing to do with him. You don't want to deal with people who are not in your circle or on your level. You don't want to deal with them. So this 10% is a buffer zone because there are billionaires like Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend. Jeff Bezos is in the tippy top of the pyramid, and he came down into the 10%. This is where Lauren Sanchez was. She was in that 10%. So if you're in that 10%, you have close proximity to billionaires. But if you're in this 90%, you can't even get close. You can't even get close because essentially it's about proximity and it's about economic moats. The rich are going to continue to live their lives. The rich are going to continue to buy Bentleys, Rolls Royces. They're going to continue to buy mansions. They're going to continue to take fancy vacations. The rich would be the tippy tip top, the 2.2%, the 1%, and the vast majority of the 10%. So you're going to have an economic class that's going to be able to do whatever they want to do. And then once you, and there's going to be spectrums in the 90%, because at the tip top of the 90%, you're going to have some people who are close to six figures. And they're going to be within striking distance of getting into that 10%. And then you're going to have people who are going to be at the bottom of that 90%. And this is where the Wraith are going to run amok. You're going to see epic drug abuse. You're going to see epic crime. You're going to see tent cities. In California, 50% of the nation's homeless live in California. 50%. 50%. And you're going to start, because right now, what you're seeing with this pandemic, with people working from home, you're starting to see members of the 10% flee California, New York. They're fleeing high taxes. They're fleeing high housing costs. They're fleeing, but they're still making six figures. So what these people are doing are moving to these small towns. And what they're doing is creating economic moats in these small towns because these people are flocking to these towns and pushing the real estate prices up and pricing out the native inhabitants who are in that bottom 90%. So the bottom 90% is where you do not want to be. You do not want to be in that bottom 90%. If you're going to be in the 90%, you want to be in that top third of the 90%. You don't want to be in the middle, and you definitely don't want to be at the bottom, because what you're going to see is epic homelessness. You're going to see epic drug use, and you're going to see generational poverty. You're going to see cycle after cycle after cycle of people who are living badly. And the people and these economic things, like I did a video on Savage Finance, was talking about, getting married and staying home mothers. I'm going to say something. If you're a person who cannot appreciate the sacrifices that a woman makes to have children and stay home and raise her children, you're a savage. And you're probably part of that bottom 90%. Because I live in a neighborhood where most of these women around here don't work. They stay home with the kids, they educate the kids, and they have a husband who's paying the bills on the mansion while they're staying at home raising those kids. Big gulp, Go back and check out my video, Why Poor People Are Poor. There's this thought that poor people are poor, that bottom 90%, because of the elites doing things and using these people. I'm about to say something that's going to be very controversial. It is not true. It is not even close to being true. The behavior of the people in the bottom third of the social economic strata is the reason that they're there. They don't value education. They don't get married. They have multiple children. They don't have a career track. There's so many reasons, Big Gulp, why these people are where they are. If you go to another country to meet a mate, you need to meet one of the exceptional people in that country to bring them back over here. You just can't go over there and get yourself a regular Afghan. You got to get somebody who's a doctor, a PhD student. That's who you got to get. You can't get somebody regular. '89 Dr. Funk, you're going to see, once again, people in that top 10% with the talents, with the skill sets, they're going to be able to work from home because they're very valuable. A guy who can code the Google website, he's going to make $250,000, $350,000 a year. He's going to be he's going to be really hard to replace. He's going to be able to work from home. But if you're in that 90%, if you're at the bottom of the economic strata, or if you're in the middle, you're not going to be able to work from home. They're going to like, Toby, bring your ass to the office. And if you don't bring your ass to the office, they're going to hire someone else who's in that bottom economic third. Because see, it's going to be very competitive there because there's so many bodies in that spot. There's so many bodies in that spot. It's going to be super competitive. It's going to be super, super competitive. Yeah, I believe it. The Capricorn way, millionaire is not middle class. All right, let's go ahead and have this conversation. There are what's called asset-based millionaires based upon their home, maybe their stock portfolio. These people are very much middle class because they can like, golly gee whiz, I'm a millionaire. Yay, I'm a millionaire. I have a net worth of $1 million between my home, my stock portfolio, and my investment accounts. But they don't have no cash. All right. So all millionaires are not created equal. Waka Flocka is a cash money millionaire. Big difference. So if you're talking about the average asset-based millionaire, they're very much middle class because they don't have no cash. But if you're talking about a business owner who has a business that produces $1 to $2 to $3 million a year revenue, that's a totally different millionaire. Totally different millionaire. What do you mean it was removed? What do you mean it's removed? I don't know what happened. I did not get a message. It must have been the music. They must have removed it because of the music, because I didn't monetize that video. Apparently that didn't work. I don't even have a notification that it was removed. Let me see. Oh, okay. The video was removed. There is some visibility restriction on the videos. However, the channel isn't affected. Kanye West and Jay-Z got me. Video cannot be monetized because I use flashing lights. Video cannot be monetized because I use Empire State of Mind. So I will have to trim out the segment of that. I'll do that later. So I'll have to cut those songs out and just trim that out. The real wealthy are quiet, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff happening. I go so far to say I hate wealthy people that have no soul. Big Gulp, you got a ghetto mindset. I'm just here to tell you. It could. It could. Wayman Brown, thanks for the $2 super chat. Well, Kevin Davis, this is what you're seeing. This is what you're getting ready to see on a social level. Once again, like where I live, there's there's crime here. There's break-ins, there's petty theft, but there isn't drug dealing in the streets. There isn't murders and stuff like that, but there is crime here. And what you're going to see in the socially disadvantaged neighborhoods is you're going to see prostitutes. This is something that kind of blew my mind. When Craigslist and Backpage came on, prostitutes stopped walking the streets, right? I was doing something, and I was on Fulton Industrial, and I saw chicks walking the street. You're going to see a return of behavior and activities that disappeared. You're going to see a lot of strange stuff. I'm telling you, what you're about to see during this global reset, which is here. The global reset isn't coming. It is here. The global reset is here. And what's going to happen is, once again, your aim should be to get in that top 10%, or at least get in that top third of the 90%. You don't want to be in the middle. You definitely don't want to be at the bottom. At the bottom, it is going to be hell. It is going to be hell. What you're going to see is new economic cultures are going to develop. Like van life. Van life is a culture. There's a tribe of people who live in vans and they all communicate together. You're going to see that happen on a more widespread level. Lucifer, thanks for the $20 super chat. Thinking about starting me a small car dealership here in my city. One of the things, Lucifer, when you start your dealership, it really doesn't matter where it is because most cars are bought on the internet. They find the dealership through the internet. Car Gurus, Auto Trader. So if you can get your dealer's license in your warehouse, knock that out. It was funny. I mean, all I got to do is just trim those sections of the song out, and the video should come back. You're not sneaky. That's funny. I'm not doing no 3-minute talks. Here's the thing. If you want to talk to me, you need to go ahead and join the corporate papers. Students get consults for $250. I'm not going to do no 5, and I'm not doing all that stuff because honestly, I really don't have the time. Pretty much had to go to the block potty. I don't know. I have no clue. But see, here's something else, and this is part of the global reset, and this is part of the culling. The people in the bottom third of the 90% are going to be loud. They're going to be agitation. They're going to be using drugs. They're going to be doing all kinds of stuff. Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, here's the thing. If you're in that 90% and you're not in that top third that's kind of within striking distance of the 10%, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have a lot of problems. Prostitution is alive and well. I saw those girls walk in the street. It blew my mind that these women were walking the street. They were on Fulton Industrial. They were walking the street. And I was just like, whoa, this has made a comeback. And this is showing you what is going on with the economy. Now, there are going to be people that'll be on YouTube and Instagram. They're not going to be impacted by this. But if you are Joe Q Public, working a regular job that can be outsourced through automation or technology, your job is a ticking time bomb. It's just a matter of time before it explodes on you. It is a ticking time bomb. Dean Coleman, thanks for the $20 super chat. Skills are important. IT has let me work from home for the last 13 years. Currently working 2 6-figure jobs while starting my business. Tough but worth it. Wife only works 2 days a week to keep her BS active. Keep on grinding. Hey, Dean Coleman, in that 10%. See, if you're in that 10%, you got all kind of options. You can work from home. You negotiate your salary because you're valuable. But if you're in that 90%, in the middle or that bottom 90%, no one gives a damn about you. The Wraith are going to come to you and they're going to put that hand on you and they're going to suck the life out of you. I was out with a friend and he was talking about how a lot of our peers, because he looks just as young as I do, right? And we're talking about a lot of our peers who've gone through that stress, they look much older than they really are. The Wraith, the economic Wraith, put their hand on them and is sucking the life out of them. Because essentially when the Wraith would like hit them, they'd be like, and it's the life force is sucked out of them. Because this is what's going to happen to a lot of people. A lot of people. All right. Buffalo. What skills would you recommend for a labor? Get yourself some tech skills. Learn how to do YouTube. Learn how to do a podcast. Learn how to build a website. Learn how to code. This is what you need to do to increase your income. Big Gub lives at home with his mama. No doubt. Pretty much, I had no clue that video was gone. I'm going to trim those songs out to get it put back up. Rick James was in Buffalo, New York. Food Industrial always has prostitution. For a minute, they disappeared because of Craigslist and Backpage, but now they're back, and they're back out there hard. You stay up in Swanee. All right, all right. Well, it's up. Yeah, phone sex operators. What you're going to see is people in that lower social economic strata drug use is going to go through the roof. Drug use is going through the roof. Alcoholism, domestic violence is going to go through the roof. Petty crimes go through the roof. And the children of the bottom economic strata are going to grow up to repeat that cycle because that's all they see. They don't know anything else. And they're going to be taught, like big gulp, to hate rich people, not to associate with rich people because, ooh, rich people are bad. Ooh, rich people are trying to exploit me. Ooh, forget the fact that you know that you getting a pack of White Owls and $10 of gas and got your pants hanging down. That don't have nothing to do with your economic situation. It is the rich folks keeping you from getting your paper. Right. Yeah. So what you're going to see is a vast changing of the guard because there are many white people who are going to get caught up in the global reset. And these white people are not built for tough life. They're not built for that. So a lot of them are going to perish. A lot of them are going to get into drugs. A lot of them are going to, for the lack of a better word, bunny hop hobbies. I'm a stay-at-home mom and trying to start digital products, plan a business. Any opinions? Do it. Figure out where you can shine and do your thing. Put your dance card on the floor, man. Do your thing. I gotta wait to get the police report before I get into that. So the car is not drivable because the car got T-boned and the rear wheel is bent in up toward the top. So I can't rent that out. Thanks for the $5, Jacobs. Isn't that Dr. Funk? There are many plumbers, there are many roofers, there are many electricians, there are many skilled tradesmen in that top 10% because they have skills. They have skills. Also, let's talk about the Rona. I've been watching this. Mississippi infection rate has gone through the roof. They don't have hospital beds. They're reaching a critical level. It is summer. It is summer. I am predicting that we will see states and stuff locked down again during the winter. And it's going to be, for the economically fragile, it's going to be rough. It's going to be very rough. It's going to be very rough. I do enterprise sales for a software technology company from home, 6-figure base salary, plus commission on top of that. There's been substantially more money allotted to this work in recent years. Sales, man, I keep telling people. But see, Ty, here's the thing. People don't want to go through the pain of learning that skill. Because when I was in sales, the first year, frankly, sucked. It sucked because I didn't know what I was doing. I was getting a bunch of no's. I was making a bunch of cold calls. But once I started to get it and I learned how to control the customer on the phone, my life got much better. But there's a lot of pain with becoming good in sales, Ty, and that's what people don't want to deal with. So the income of the top 1/3 of the 96 would be at least 75. Nope. The top 10% starts at 6-figure. The top 10% starts at 6 figures. You ain't gonna be in the top 10% at 90K. You're gonna be at 100, 105, 110, 120, 130. You may have and this is something I've seen in this neighborhood. My neighbors who just moved in over here, he's a VP and she's like a VP. So they have like a $400,000 household income. You know, guys are not marrying dummies. Rich guys are not marrying dummies. Louis, you funny, Louis. Conyers is cool. You're going to see a lot of stuff happen. You're going to see a lot of stuff happen and relax, have fun. I don't even have any idea what you're talking about, Mr. Cliffhanger. I haven't turned the car off on anybody. Wayman Brown, I'm telling you, that is a game changer. You don't have to become a millionaire. You know what, Wayman Brown, Glenn, the more I dwell on seeing 250K in cold hard cash in my bank account, the more I see that figure as the gold number. Once you get to a $250,000 per year income, that is a game changer. That is going to be part of the mandate for the corporate citizens. Man, I mean, you're going to see a lot of throwback society come back. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff. Dean Coleman, a lot of folks don't want to work. See, let's go ahead and talk about the people in the top 10%. They're professionals, they're doctors, they're attorneys, they're business owners. And then you go above that, the billionaires, these people own industries and conglomerates. When you look at where people are, look at their behavior. One of my favorite things to do when I get ready to bring somebody to the block party is to look at their YouTube page and see what they watch. And 9 times out of 10, they're watching garbage, bubblegum, junk. 9 times out of 10, that's what they're watching. They're not watching anything of any substance. They're not trying to learn anything. They're not trying to do anything. They're not. They're not trying to do anything. If a person is poor, look at their behavior. And their behavior and their occupations and their hobbies are going to show you who they are and why they live the way that they live. That's going to show you. Look at what their hobbies. Because a lot of times I see someone who's like, big gulp. You go to their page, you'll see they're watching World Star. See, many poor people think that it's the corporate elites that are keeping them down. It's their own petty, self-indulgent behavior. Drug use, not getting married, having 3-4 kids out of wedlock. All of this contributes to where they are, their social station in life. All of that contributes to it, but they don't get it. Sales is where it is. I mean, that's the thing. You got to go for the higher level skills. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, like, what I do is not easy. Like, what I do ain't easy. I don't really talk about my struggles being an online creator and stuff like this. I don't talk about it, but it ain't easy. And a lot of people feel that they can watch a YouTube ad, take a course and spend $500 and then create an income stream of $30,000 to $40,000 in the next few weeks. These people are delusional. You got to work your, Steven, I'm going to tell you, when he walked through the door and he got that 6-figure base salary, he was coming from a job that paid him pretty much close to that. You're not going to just walk into a sales job with a 6-figure salary with no resume, no history. That ain't going to happen. I'm quite sure Ty had to work his way up. He went through a lot of jobs. I'm just here to tell you, as someone who used to be a 6-figure salesman, I'm telling you the game. I'm telling you the game. Hook a brother up. That is funny. Prostitution will always be recession proof. I don't know about that because strip clubs are slow. I've been hearing that a lot. Ugh. Because Asians work. Asians work, man. The perpetual cycle is very real, KMA 26. And this is why the children of the poor, there's a statistic that the social economic cycle, a social economic position that you're born in is more than likely the social economic position that you will die in. Seriously. Pretty much. Self-hate, man. I never understood how someone can hate themselves. Three Kings, it depends. I would have to know more about your background because generally most software firms proudly hire people with strong software as a service background. Just having sales experience isn't enough. Like I said, Ty went through some stuff. He didn't just walk into that job. Like, I got a friend who's a salesperson, but you know what he started off? He started off as an engineer. And then he worked for this company and they developed this product and he was an engineer and then they promoted him to a salesman. But he had to have that engineering background. So you're not going to walk into these jobs. Like the days of getting these kind of jobs, I mean, you can craft yourself a good position, but you're going to have a background and skill sets to get in. All right. All right. Cammy, thank you for $20 Super Jam. I took your advice and got my job back with a pay increase. I thought I could solve off only my business. Wrong, not yet. Thanks for the video for a couple of days ago. Yeah, because essentially, this is one of the things. This is why I keep stressing, for my corporate citizens, you're not going to quit your job no time soon. The only time you're going to quit your job is when it interferes with your active business. So, yeah, you're going to be working more than the average person, but I should do a video talk about millionaires work weekends because all my friends, they be putting in the time. They be working, man. You get over 100 million. You get over 100 million. You can hire your own army. I don't know what you're talking about, girl. Yep. Pretty much. Don't hate the player, don't hate the game, learn the rules so you can win. Pretty much, pretty much. Yep, it almost took me 7 years. I delivered results through, and I was mentored by the right people. Plus, I work in New York as well, more competitive. Like I said, he didn't just walk into that job. You got to understand that when you get a job like that, I know a brother who's a commercial lender, and I may bring him onto the show. 7, I work as a corporate software sales job, get a 50K base, but all cold call and self-sourcing leads. Should I market online for more sales? Absolutely. Once I get to the YouTube training, a lot of y'all going to be able to benefit from that. Pretty much, Chris Michael, pretty much. So that's all I wanted to talk about. I got some stuff to do, but go ahead and get in the corporate papers. Don't wait. Get in the corporate papers. You've got 3 weeks of training that you got to do if you're getting in tonight. And I'm going to send that email out again tonight. So the link will be below. That's all I got for you guys. I will see you guys later.